The original Rolando has, to some extent, been lost to the mists of time. It defined the early part of the App Store's life, but it didn't take long for the idea of adorable platformers as the core of mobile gaming to lose ground to new genres and, perhaps more importantly, new ways of paying. As a result, Rolando Royal Edition is something of an outlier. It's a piece of App Store history repackaged for an audience that might not have been there the first time round. It's a remaster not just of the game, but of a chunk of time before Clash of Clans and Candy Crush became the focus of mobile play. In one way, it shows us the playful creativity that existed back then. While the ideas here are nothing new now, back in the day they were joyous and fresh. But in another way, it's a formative link, a connection to a past that's unfortunately dead and gone. This makes Rolando's return kind of bittersweet. If you've not played the original game, then imagine a Badland game with more control and less gloom. The game radiates primary coloured brightness from all of its pores, painting its levels in chunky swatches of cartoon hues. You're in control of a rolling critter, and you tilt your device to send them back and forth across the screen. More often than not, you've got multiple different rollers to deal with, but you can select different ones to make things a bit less madcap. Swipe and drag to create a box, and when you release your finger, all the characters that are within it will be selected. Different characters have different sets of skills. Some of them are asleep, some of them will keep rolling whether you tell them to or not, and some of them can stick to walls. You need to combine these pluses and minuses in order to get every one of your charges to the exit. There are shades of Lemmings here, as well as plenty of other games that were more relevant a decade ago. And that's the kicker. The game industry has moved on from the likes of Rolando, which leaves us with an interesting dichotomy. On the one hand, it's great to get the chance to revisit a time before the App Store got so cynical. On the other hand though, its success in the past means there's a degree of oversaturation here. So much of what Rolando did originally has made it into the mobile gaming zeitgeist. Clever tilt controls, gaming references, a cheeky sense of humour, it all feels like it's been done before, because it has, by Rolando 10 years ago. But then, what can you expect from a remaster? There's real fun to be had here. It's bright and cheery and has a lot going for it. What you're not going to be is blown away in the way that plenty of people were the first time around. It's like reading a book that defined a style of literature after you've read all the books that came after it. You can see the nascent ideas as clear as day, but you've already experienced them in more polished and precise ways. For better or worse, the mobile gaming landscape today is very different to the one the original Rolando rolled onto, which makes Rolando Royal Edition a charming and engaging glimpse at a potential future we never ended up with. It is an entertaining game, but the ground that Rolando broke has been well and truly smashed through since then, and this new edition really highlights that.